Hello and welcome to our journey into the world of search engine optimization. Whether you're a digital marketer, a business owner stepping into the online world, or simply curious about how search engines work and how they can be used to improve marketing performance, market visibility, and overall business performance, this course will lay the foundation for your search engine optimization knowledge, or what we like to call SEO. In this particular section of the course, we will define what we mean by SEO, we will explain why it's important, and we'll tackle some of the common misconceptions that are often levied when discussing SEO in practice. Search engine optimization is a crucial component of digital marketing. In general terms, digital marketing encompasses a broad range of online strategies and tactics aimed at promoting products, services, or brands through digital channels. Search engine optimization specifically focuses on optimizing content and website elements to improve visibility on search engines such as Google. The key difference between search engine optimization and paid advertising is that an SEO strategy develops an organic ranking. This means you don't pay to be in that space. SEO develops a capability by creating a piece of online content and optimizing it so that search engines such as Google will rank it towards the top of their page when someone searches for something. It's a harsh reality, but very few people look at page 2 of a set of Google results, and therefore being on page 1, and preferably being at the top of page 1, should be a business priority. Paid advertising efforts, such as Google Ads, can complement search engine optimization by providing additional visibility. Users who might not click on an organic search result may be enticed by strategically placed ads, contributing to a diversified approach within the digital marketing strategy. It should also be noted that there is some research that suggests paid advertising or search results that are explicitly ad-driven lack credibility from a customer experience point of view, and therefore again being positioned in one of the leading search engines through a specific search engine optimization strategy rather than paid advertising has credibility at a market level. There are two core elements of search engine optimization: on-page SEO and off-page SEO. These are equally important strategies. On-page SEO is about building content to improve rankings, and this comes down to incorporating keywords into pages and contents. Curating higher quality copywriting and regularly publishing it, making sure that tags, titles, keywords are well written, is part of the heavy lifting of search engine optimization. However, it is integral to technical SEO success. Off-the-page SEO is the optimization happening outside of your website itself, such as learning what we call backlinks. This part of the equation involves building relationships and creating content that people want to share on their websites. We will cover both of these components of search engine optimization further in this course. So if you work in digital marketing, or you're about to develop a digital marketing strategy for your business, why is search engine optimization important to you? Well, there are three main reasons why anybody working in marketing should learn at least the basics about SEO. Firstly, enhanced visibility and traffic. SEO plays a pivotal role in elevating your website's search engine rankings for relevant keywords. As your site climbs the search results, it becomes more visible to users actively seeking products or information related to your business. This heightened visibility translates into increased organic traffic, aligning with the fundamental marketing objective of expanding your audience reach, and ultimately the ability to engage and hopefully monetize that audience in the future. Secondly, sustainable performance. As discussed earlier, unlike paid advertising, which requires continuous financial investment, search engine optimization offers a sustainable long-term approach. Once your website achieves a favorable ranking, it can consistently attract organic traffic without incurring additional advertising costs. This aligns with the marketing objective of establishing a stable online presence, ensuring ongoing visibility without being solely reliant on ad budgets. It is important to note that ad budgets and paid advertising can be used strategically for well-timed boosts in terms of ranking visibility relative to overall firm objectives. We will cover the relationship between SEO and paid advertising later in this course. The third main reason why SEO is important to marketers is the user-centric experience. SEO is not solely about pleasing search engines. It's equally focused on enhancing the user experience. Search engines reward websites that provide valuable, relevant, and user-friendly content by optimizing it for SEO. You inherently improve your site's overall structure, content, quality, navigation, creating a positive experience for visitors. This aligns with all marketing objectives that center around building brand trust, building credibility, and customer satisfaction, ultimately contributing to loyalty and repeat business. An important caveat here, however, is that search engine optimization strategies around content development that are perhaps exaggerated, that are not aligned with core brand values, and are visibly rushed to consumers can have the opposite effect. And therefore, content should be created both for the purpose of driving search engine optimization, but also continuing and ensuring that core brand values and marketing objectives are communicated ethically and responsibly to the market. Search engine optimization can sometimes be referred to in traditional marketing textbooks and indeed in the media as a marketing function. However, search engine optimization is much more of a strategic business tool. For example, a business's utilization of SEO, the primary objective, is generally to enhance visibility, to allow search terms associated with their industry to be made visible. But this differs from industry to industry, and the impact and design of the search engine optimization strategy will vary depending on the relative size of the brand within each industry. Here, context is crucial. For example, a service-based business might aim to appear prominently when users search for various services it provides, or as a response to problems that people search for and who are looking for solutions to. This might include queries related to very specific needs or broad problems, such as finding a nearby accountant or looking for a taxi that can take them to the airport within the next 10-15 minutes. This differs to the type of SEO strategy that an e-commerce business might build, where SEO is pivotal in ensuring visibility for products, but catering to a very diverse range of searches that may include very product-specific variations, such as shoe sizes or clothes sizes, to much bigger queries such as the latest trends or market dynamics. From a commercial point of view, search engine optimization is more strategic than functional for managers in terms of managing online presence. It not only serves the purpose of optimizing visibility for business-related searches, but also plays a role in reputation management. Businesses leverage SEO to mitigate negative search results by pushing them down in the rankings. Furthermore, search engine optimization serves as a competitive advantage, enabling companies to outperform rivals in search engine rankings, where users search for brand names. This multifaceted application underscores the significance of SEO as a comprehensive and strategic element of the digital marketing landscape. Let's consider an illustrative example. Let's take a fictional company that we'll call XYZ Electronics. XYZ Electronics specialise in innovative tech gadgets. As part of their digital marketing endeavours, search engine optimization is the backbone of their digital marketing strategy. When users search for terms like smart gadgets, cutting-edge technology, effective SEO practices have ensured that XYZ Electronics' website ranks prominently in search engine results. This visibility is vital for this entirely online business in attracting organic traffic. Users who are actively seeking tech solutions or information about products that may provide a future solution related to XYZ's product offerings are able to identify the information and options that they require. Now, digital marketing is much broader than just SEO. For XYZ Electronics, digital marketing includes social media campaigns that showcase their latest products, email newsletters that keep subscribers informed about upcoming releases, influencer collaborations that demonstrate product credibility and amplify brand presence. However, the effectiveness of all of these efforts is significantly heightened by the foundational support of SEO. A well-optimized website not only ranks higher in search results, but also enhances the overall user experience by aligning social media posts, by enabling quicker, more targeted visibility of any amplification influencer tactics, any previously published online content, and ensures that the overall digital marketing objectives center on user engagement and satisfaction. Social media campaigns become more potent. Such social media campaigns are able to drive traffic back to the SEO optimized website and also ensure that people who land on the website first can then move through social channels as a secondary function if necessary. Email newsletters gain more relevance when they link to content that is more highly ranked and more highly visible. Paid advertising efforts, if used in conjunction with an SEO campaign, may complement by providing additional visibility. As we've discussed previously, some users may be put off by ad-generated links. However, ad-generated links that are visible alongside organic generated links will have the opposite effect in terms of doubling overall credibility of the company or brand relative to the search that the user is undertaking. As such, strategically placed ads will contribute to a diversified approach within the overall digital marketing strategy. The relationship between digital marketing and SEO is crucial. SEO is the linchpin, if you like, ensuring online visibility and aligning content across different marketing channels with user intent. And it's important here to take a customer-centric perspective. At the end of the day, what is really important is what the user is searching for. Digital marketing strategies amplify visibility through such channels and create an overall holistic and effective online presence for companies such as, in this case, XYZ Electronics. So what are some of the top misconceptions of SEO? First of all, backlink purchases and penalties. One of the big myths in SEO is that purchasing backlinks will lead to penalties for your website. Contrary to this belief, the misconception stemmed from a Google algorithm update in 2014 targeting websites engaged in the sale of backlinks. However, current SEO practices emphasize the importance of an exchange of value when acquiring backlinks, which can involve content creation, social media promotion, and other reciprocal action that ensures that both organizations sharing each other's content benefit from the relationship. A second misconception of SEO is the sole importance of first position. People like to think that only the top position in search engine results matters. And while being in first position is important for certain queries, research-based searches show that second and third position also receive significant clicks. For purchasing decisions, users often explore multiple results, challenging the idea that only first position holds significance. That said, being on the first page is important. A third misconception: impact of Google Ads on organic traffic. Some believe that running Google Ads positively influences organic traffic. Google explicitly denies this, and tests have supported this claim. The misconception arises from the idea that spending more on Google Ads will boost organic rankings, a notion debunked by data and evidence that we will explore in a future section of this course. 4. Keyword density overemphasis. The concept of keyword density, once a significant focus for SEO and content writers, is now considered a misconception. Historically, filling content with keywords was a common tactic. However, Google's advanced algorithm now recognizes and discounts repeated terms. The emphasis has shifted to providing valuable, contextually relevant content rather than obsessing over keyword density. A good SEO partner or strategy will involve using combinations of keywords within the specific context of a piece of content that ensures it is truly original, unique, and therefore leads to the best overall organic search result. Final misconception of SEO is SEO as a one-time activity. In competitive industries, constant efforts are necessary due to Google's frequent algorithm updates and the evolving nature of online content. It's also important to remember that while you may be engaging in search engine optimization, so may many of your competitors. The influx of user-generated content and advancements in artificial intelligence means that Google continuously seeks valuable and authoritative information. Staying relevant in search results requires ongoing adaptation to industry changes and algorithm updates, challenging the notion that SEO is a one-time task. Like a good coach or mentor, finding the right fit for your brand is crucial, and ensuring that that relationship develops over time to meet the needs of your business is paramount. So let's recap. What's search engine optimization? Well, as we discussed in the last section, SEO is the art and science of optimizing your website so it ranks higher in search engine results. It's about understanding what people are searching for online, the words that they are using, and the content they wish to consume. By aligning your website with these factors, you increase visibility, drive traffic, and enhance engagement. Search engine optimization can be broken down into several key components. First of all, we have keywords. These are the terms and phrases people use in search engines. Understanding and using the right keywords is fundamental to search engine optimization success. Content. This is the vehicle that carries your keywords. But it's not just about preparing your pages and littering those pages with any keywords you discover. Your content must be engaging, it must be informative, and it must be ultimately of value to your audience. Otherwise, it will lack credibility and will not rank or sustain visibility in the medium to long term. The next two components of SEO are referred to on-page and off-page SEO. On-page SEO involves optimizing individual web pages to rank them higher. It includes factors like title tags, headers, meta descriptors, and internal linking. Off-page SEO is all about strengthening the influence and relationship your site has with other websites. This includes strategies such as link building and social media marketing. And the final component of SEO is technical SEO. This ensures that search engines are able to crawl and index your website without any problems. It includes special site speed, mobile friendliness, and structured data. So, whether you're an SEO practitioner, whether you work in digital marketing, whether you have your own company and are looking to improve visibility and grow brand awareness for your brand, maybe you're thinking of setting up an SEO or digital marketing agency. Maybe you're an MBA student or an undergraduate student in a business school, and this is part of one of your core marketing modules. Whatever your background, one question that you've no doubt asked yourself is, why is SEO so important today? Well, in a digital age, the majority of online experiences begin with a search engine. If your site can't be found on Google or through other search engines, you're missing out on a huge potential audience. Effective search engine optimization strategies help you or your clients or any company in general reach a target audience or several different target audiences, improve the user experience, and ultimately increase conversion. Let's talk about some SEO best practices. Firstly, research your keywords. Find the right keywords that your audience is using. Tools like Google Keyword Planner can be incredibly helpful. Create valuable content. Produce high quality content, relevant content that addresses your target audience's needs and questions. Optimize for on-page elements. Pay attention to your titles, the headings that you use, and the meta descriptions. Make sure they reflect your target keywords without overfilling them. Build quality backlinks. Earn backlinks from reputable sites. These increase your site's authority, credibility in the eyes of search engines. Ensure a mobile-friendly website. With more people browsing on mobile devices, having a mobile responsive site is crucial. Improve page speed. A fast loading site enhances your user experience and is favoured by search engines. Regularly update your content. Keep your content fresh and up to date. This signals to search engines that your site is relevant and active. Finally, use analytics tools. Tools like Google Analytics help you understand your traffic and refine your search engine optimization strategy based on real-time data. Now that we've recapped what SEO is, why it's important, and what some of the features of SEO are, the remainder of this section on our program will dig into how search engines work. We will look at the algorithm that search engines use to operate. We will introduce the terms crawling and indexing and what these mean for the practice of SEO. We will look at something called SERP features, and we will look at the Google Eat framework. So in this section, we look at how search engines work and unravel what some people might call the magic of Google. Well, when we think about search engine optimization, there's a clue in the title in terms of what we're doing here. We're looking at optimizing where a brand or an organization ranks within a search engine. Google is obviously the most popular search engine. It's one of the most recognized, highly visible, and certainly is credited for having a significant shaping effect on how people use the internet and how organizations are identified and discovered on the internet. Google, at a very basic level, is the world's most popular search engine, and therefore if you want your business or your client to rank and be more visible in search engines generally, a good place to start is making sure that the website you're working on does everything that Google needs it to do. In this particular section, we'll understand how Google works, we'll have a look at the algorithms that Google use, and apply all of these factors to the different elements of good SEO practice. So let's first understand what a search engine does. In simple terms, search engines have one job. That job is to find, understand, and organize the internet's content in an order that offers the most relevant and useful results to the questions that people are searching for answers to. There are some important keywords there. Organization, identification, ensuring that relevant information is found. But perhaps most importantly, relevant to the questions that people are asking. Or, another way of looking at this, relevant to the search queries that people are typing into their search engines on a daily basis. Quite simply put, if people are not searching for what your website offers, they will not find it. The first step in this process is what we call crawling. Search engines use bots, often called spiders or crawlers, to discover new updated content. This content could be a web page, an image, video, PDF, something that has been uploaded to the internet. These crawlers start with known web pages and follow links on those pages to discover new content. This is akin to somebody going through a series of interconnected rooms and opening every door to see what is behind it. Once content has been discovered, it's brought back to the search engine servers and stored in a huge database called an index. This process is known as indexing. Think of the index like a gigantic library, where a librarian can pull up a book or web page to help you find exactly what you're looking for at the right moment. Now, the most critical part, ranking. When you search for something on Google, the search engine sifts through billions of pages in its index to present you with the most relevant, useful results. These results are ranked based on hundreds of factors like keyword relevance, site speed, and backlinks, which we'll talk about later in this course. It's like the librarian finding you the best books out of thousands on the shelf. Now, it's important to note that Google continuously updates its algorithms and the complex systems that it uses to retrieve data from its index. These updates are meant to improve user experience and ensure that high quality, relevant content ranks higher. It's a process of constant refinement and improvement. And therefore, for people operating their own websites for their businesses, websites for their clients, it's important that your content stays relevant. And that means refreshing it on a regular basis to make sure that when Google updates its algorithm, when it updates the system that it uses to retrieve data from its index, your website is up to date, relevant, and accessible. So now that you understand a little about the organization process behind how search engines work, we can see better where the practice of search engine optimization fits into this. SEO is about understanding the processes, crawling, indexing, and ranking, and then optimizing a website accordingly. It's about making sure that that site is accessible to crawlers, provides valuable and relevant content, and offers a great user experience. So this tutorial is about understanding Google's algorithms. Google's algorithms are a complex set of rules and signals designed to determine the ranking of websites in search results. These algorithms are continuously updated to deliver the most relevant and high quality results to users. In this tutorial, we'll look at why these updates happen. We'll look through some of the major updates that have happened in the last couple of years and try to unlock some of the secrets behind Google's search algorithm. So first of all, let's try to understand why Google updates its algorithms. The primary goal is to enhance the user experience. It does this by providing the most relevant, accurate, and high quality content on the internet. If Google's search results don't yield relevant, accurate, high quality content, people will go to another search engine. Therefore, the algorithms create an adaptive capability that allows Google to continually ensure that it's ahead of its competition, but most importantly, it's delivering a first-class user experience for people searching on the web. These updates are also to counter what we call black hat SEO tactics. These ensure that rankings aren't manipulated unfairly. So some of the major algorithm updates up until the end of December 2023. The timeline on the screen in front of you shows some of the core updates that have taken place. In general, however, core updates or regularly occurring updates aim to improve the overall quality and relevance of search results. They're not specific to any one particular aspect of the algorithm, but instead are comprehensive. So if we take a look at some of the updates that have taken place historically, you can see that in 2011 there was an update that targeted thin or low quality content, trying to remove sites that didn't have information that was particularly relevant or particularly detailed. An update a year later was aimed at decreasing the ranking of websites that violated Google's guidelines or websites that used black hat SEO tactics. There are also other updates that have happened. So for example, in 2013, there was a focus on trying to understand user intent. So this update wasn't necessarily removing things of low quality or blocking underhand tactics. This was about actually trying to understand and improve the Google capability. This was on allowing Google to automotively understand user intent and the contextual meaning of its queries. Understanding context allows them to better evaluate the website's content. Other updates have been about improving local search results by connecting them more closely with traditional web search ranking signals, introducing priority for mobile ranking technologies, interpreting new complex queries, and predicting user search query meaning. Again, further efforts to target websites that have low quality content, particularly those that are built for generating quick short bursts of revenue and then may be abandoned. And then again, understanding and advancing the natural language in search queries. And this is where we get to generative search engines, some of the more recent developments that we'll talk about later in this course. In general, what this timeline of updates and activity shows us, however, is that Google is committed to ensuring that both the quality and quantity of content on the web is judged and evaluated in a relatively consistent manner, giving everybody an equal playing field to compete in. Other recent updates can be understood as follows. So some have focused on product review updates. This was about promoting in-depth, well-researched product reviews over thin content that simply summarized a bunch of different products and services. We had the MUM update, or the multitask unified model update, that came in late 2022. And this really introduced a new AI milestone. This was significant in enhancing the understanding and integration of multi-model search queries. This is where we try to not only understand what a user is asking, but also interpret other potential meanings and make recommendations to the search query based on information that may have been missing. There was a helpful content update in August 23. This was aimed at prioritizing original, helpful content designed by people and penalizing sites with content that was primarily made just to rank well in search engines. There was a page experience update in late December 23, which emphasized the user experience in rankings, including factors like page speed, responsiveness, and visual stability. Again, as you can see, Google is constantly innovating ways in which it evaluates website content, both in terms of its mechanical ingredients, how it's used, where it appears, and what the effects of its presence are. In terms of the overall understanding of how these updates impact our search engine experiences, well, each of these updates has had a unique impact on how websites are ranked. So for SEO practitioners and website owners, staying informed and adapting to these changes is crucial. But it's not just about optimizing for search engines, it's about creating high quality, valuable and user-centric content. Some people have negative approaches or negative sentiment towards Google constantly updating its algorithm. But if we think that a website can just be a storage container for any type of content, then ultimately we are going to make finding services that best fit what we need more difficult, but equally we're also going to lose visibility for businesses that generally could have a positive impact on economies and societies. So more broadly, it is important that there is a cleaning and an organizing process that takes place, and Google's algorithm is central to that. For SEO practitioners to adapt to Google's algorithm changes, we need to focus on producing high quality original content. We need to ensure a good user experience, especially on mobile. We need to use ethical SEO practices. We need to stay informed about the latest updates and adjusting strategies accordingly. Understanding Google's algorithm is a continuous learning process. As we've seen on this slide and the previous, these algorithms evolve to keep up with the changing digital landscape and user behaviours. By staying informed and adaptive, you can ensure that your SEO efforts are aligned with these updates, helping your website to perform well in search engine results. So we know a little bit about search engines and how they work now. We know that when new content is posted to the internet, Google and other search engine providers like Google will send out spiders or crawlers to crawl the internet to identify this new content, to store that content on its own database, which we call indexing, and then the ranking of the information stored in that index depends really on what people are searching for and what people are looking to find on the internet. Of course, there is then the consideration of ranking. So even though it's important that the content on the internet matches what people are searching for, there's the real possibility that there will be hundreds, if not thousands, of organizations providing information or providing some information or some products and services that may be loosely or strongly related to what people are searching for. And therefore, in that situation, how do you distinguish between what one website is offering in response to a particular search query and another website? And this is where ranking comes in. So within the same pool of websites that are answering a general question, we need to consider a number of factors that will determine which website comes out on top and ultimately which website users engage with. In this section, we'll cover the main factors that affect ranking, and they are content quality, content uniqueness, whether the page is crawlable or not, mobile optimization, backlinks, domain authority, anchor text, site loading speed, keyword usage, matching for search intent, content freshness, and the Google EEAT framework. Now this is a lot to take in, and these factors will be less or more significant to a business depending on what its ultimate marketing and business objectives are. As you proceed through this section, we recommend that you pause after each particular ranking factor and think critically about the business or organization that you are thinking about in terms of search engine optimization, and ask yourself questions as to whether your business website is relevant or optimized for these ranking factors. So, content quality. The foundation of search engine optimization is really content quality. It's not just about keywords and what we call metadata. It's about delivering content that stands out. Imagine you're searching for CrossFit exercises and you find a detailed guide listing 17 exercises. This is the kind of thorough, useful, structured content that Google loves, and ultimately your audience will too. The next consideration is content uniqueness, and this is about rising above the noise. Content uniqueness is essential. Even if your content is well crafted, it won't shine if it's a duplicate. So for example, let's take our previous example of somebody searching for CrossFit exercises. If you've produced a website detailing CrossFit exercises and you have therefore filled a gap in the market, providing unique value, that's great. However, if somebody had already posted about CrossFit exercises and had used the same exercises that you had in your content, then ultimately you are creating a duplicate. The previous version that was on the internet before you would remain more credible to the user audience searching for CrossFit exercises. If you offered a different combination of exercises, or perhaps you adjusted your content to include links to short videos on YouTube where people could watch the exercises rather than reading descriptions about them, then you would have modified and innovated your content, making it sufficiently unique to stand out. Once you have this uniqueness, you have provided unique value, and as a result, your content quickly climbs the ranks for competitive keyword searches. The next factor is ensuring that your page is fully crawlable. This is opening the gates, if you like, to your website. Making sure that your content can be fully crawled is an important aspect of your website that will enable it to be ranked. Imagine going into a library where some sections were off limits. Search engines won't index what they can't access. So tools like Google Search's console URL inspection feature helps to ensure that your content is accessible and ready for indexing. Having a mobile optimized site today is a non-negotiable in today's digital landscape. In marketing, we call this a cross-device experience. Users rarely search solely on websites or solely on mobile devices. Usually, particularly when there is a purchase decision to be made, both platforms are used. Google emphasizes a seamless experience across all devices. The mobile-friendly test is a handy tool that not only tells you if your site is optimized, but provides actionable recommendations for improvement. This is an absolute must for anybody putting content out on the internet. An important factor that you'll hear mentioned a number of times on this course, and indeed a dedicated section exists, is the concept of backlinks. From a ranking perspective, the number of backlinks is important. Backlinks in some ways represent your reputation, and therefore increasing the number of backlinks that you have on your site is about building your reputation. Think about the number of backlinks as votes from other websites. Just like political candidates vie for votes, your web pages vie for backlinks. The more quality backlinks you accumulate, the higher your page climbs in search rankings. The next significant ranking factor is what we call domain authority. This is the site's credibility. Domain authority is like your site's overall credibility score. Direct links not only boost individual pages, but contribute to the overarching credibility of your entire site. It's a holistic approach to establishing your online authority. The next factor that can affect ranking is what we call anchor text. This is about signaling relevance. Think of anchor text as the language Google understands. When someone links to your site with anchor text, like backlinks, it sends a clear signal about the content's focus. Strategic use of anchor text enhances your page's relevance, and we will discuss this in more detail in section 3 and 4. Site loading speed. Site loading speed is a decisive factor, especially for mobile searches. Google explicitly states that page speed is a ranking factor for mobile searches. A slow loading site can lead to frustrated users and a drop in rankings. Keyword usage. This is about strategic integration. So let's talk about the basics. If you want to rank for a keyword, it needs to be strategically integrated into your content. Avoid what we call keyword stuffing. Don't overuse keywords or hide keywords in different coloured fonts, as Google has now adapted to eradicate such practices. Make sure that your main keywords and its variations align intelligently. Search intent. This is about meeting expectations. As we've talked about previously, what people are searching for relative to the content you are putting out on the internet is crucial. Search intent match is about aligning your content with what users want. Google employs quality raters to measure and ensure that this is happening. Google's quality raters are there to measure how well search results satisfy user intent. For instance, if someone is searching for link building and clicks on a result that fulfills that expectation, that result gets a ranking boost. However, if somebody searches for link building, accesses a website, and quickly comes out of that website to search for an alternative, then this will send a signal to Google's quality raters that that search did not meet the requirement. Equally, if somebody then changes the language or words that they use in their search query, this also has an effect on the overall quality raters that assign to websites that appeared in the original and second search phases. Content freshness. This is about staying relevant. Content freshness is more than just a temporary boost for new content. Google values relevance over time. Regularly updating your content not only keeps it fresh in the eyes of Google, but also ensures that it remains current and valuable to your audience. The final factor is what we call Google EAT, E-A-T. Originally, EAT stood for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Google places high importance on content created by genuine experts, ensuring transparency about authors, making it easy for users to contact you, and building a positive off-site reputation enhances long-term SEO success. In 2024, Google added a second E to their EAT framework. This was around experience, and we will cover the new revised 2024 EAT framework in more detail at the end of this section. In this tutorial, we're going to explore one of the most crucial aspects of SEO, crawling and indexing. These processes are the backbone of how search engines such as Google discover and organize content on the internet. Today, we're going to unravel some of the mysteries of crawling and indexing and learn why they're vital for your SEO strategy. So, what is crawling? Well, crawlers are kind of like explorers, and their job is to find new, updated content from web pages to images, videos, anything that's available on the web. These crawlers start from known web pages, and they follow links from these pages to discover new content. It's like following a trail of breadcrumbs, if you like. They scan the content of these pages that they already know about, identify links to other pages, and then take note of key elements such as keywords, content type, and any other links to pages across the internet more broadly. In this sense, crawling is a discovery process. It's a process whereby search engines send out a team of robots to find new and updated content. Now, as we know, content can vary. It could be a web page, it could be an image, it could be a video, or it could be a file that's uploaded, such as a PDF document, to a known website. Regardless of the format, the content is only discovered through links. So these search engine robots that are called crawlers, they're called spiders, they move from page to page to find new updated content. Googlebot starts out by fetching a new web page and then following the links on these web pages to find new URLs. By hopping along this path of links, the crawler is able to find new content and add it to their index. This is a huge database of discoverable URLs. This includes the latest retrieved data and information when a searcher is seeking information for the content that is provided. So now that we know what crawling is, let's move on to indexing. So once the crawlers have discovered new content, the next step is to organize that information. And this process is called indexing. Here, search engines move, process, and store information that they find in a huge database known as an index. So think about a giant library where web pages are like books. The library needs to organize those books so that when somebody comes in looking for information, they know exactly where to find them. So what are the factors that affect indexing? What are the things that you and perhaps any other business looking to improve and optimize their website need to consider to ensure that their web page and web content is indexed effectively? And what are the implications of that not being done particularly well? So first of all, the importance for these two things is the heart of what SEO is about. SEO is about visibility, it's about experience, it's about people being able to find what your brand, what your business does on the internet. So for SEO, if we don't understand how websites are found and discovered and how they're stored or accessed, then websites can't be optimized to their full potential. Link directly to crawling and indexing. If search engines don't crawl your website, then quite simply, they don't know that it exists. And if your website isn't indexed, then it's not going to appear in search results. And those search results are going to mean that potential customers for you are going to your competitors. To ensure that your site is crawled and indexed, you need to make it crawler friendly. So how do we explain this in more detail, and how do we make our websites more crawler friendly? Well, let's use a simple analogy. Let's think about your website as a new restaurant. So imagine that you've just opened a new restaurant in town. This restaurant is tucked away in a hidden alley, away from the main street where all of the other popular restaurants are located. You've got fantastic food, you've got a beautiful setting, excellent service. However, since your restaurant is hidden, the only people who come are those who already know about it. No matter how good your restaurant is, if it's not visible to the public, especially to those walking on the main street or the internet, you won't get many new customers. So, let's put this back into websites and an SEO context. If your website is not being crawled or indexed, then it's like having your restaurant hidden away. No matter how good your content is, the menu, if search engines, people walking on the street can't find it, your website won't appear in search results. This means that you're missing out on vast potential audiences, customers who are searching for information or services that you offer, but will end up at others that are more visible to them. Further implications for if you don't have an SEO strategy. Well, low visibility is the obvious one. So just like the hidden restaurant, you're not going to be seen by new customers, your website won't appear in search results, and you're drastically reducing your site's visibility to potential visitors. Missed traffic. This isn't the same as low visibility. Missed traffic is simply the case that most websites rely on search engine traffic for new visitors. Without being indexed, you're missing out on a significant amount of potential traffic. So being seen is one thing, but being able to be seen is another. Ultimately, further down the line, this is going to affect your revenue. If your website is part of your business strategy, i.e. it's a platform for selling products or services or running adverts, then being visible on search engines means visitors. Being invisible on search engines means fewer visitors and consequently reduced revenue. And ultimately, what does this mean for your business? Well, it means limited growth. For your website to grow, it needs a constant influx of new visitors. Without search engine visibility, growth is severely limited. So how can you improve? How can you make sure that your website is crawlable and indexed well? So to ensure that your website is crawlable, use robots.txt files to allow search engines to crawl your site. Avoid using the disallow directive unnecessarily. Submit your site to search engines. Use tools like Google Search Console to submit your site and its sitemap directly to Google. This tells the search engine that your site exists and encourages it to start the indexing process. Improve site structure. Make sure that your website has a clear logical structure that search engines can easily understand. Use proper headings, meta tags, and alt text for images. We'll discuss these in more detail later in the course. Create quality content. As we've talked about a lot already on this course, content is king. Ensure that your website offers valuable, unique content that includes keywords that people are likely to search for. In contemporary digital marketing, you have to optimize for mobile. With the majority of searches happening on mobile devices, having a mobile-friendly website is crucial for being crawled and ranked by search engines. Use social media. Sharing your content on social media can help increase its visibility and encourage search engines to index it faster. Social media shouldn't be used in isolation, and it really is an amplification strategy. Building backlinks, which is a big section of this course. When other reputable websites link to yours, it's a signal to search engines that your content is valuable. This will help with your indexing and ranking, and as you gain credibility, it will reciprocate to your partners. By taking these steps, you're effectively moving your website from that hidden alleyway to the main street. This allows it to be discovered by the crowd of potential visitors searching on the internet every day. Hello and welcome to our tutorial on search engine results pages. So search engine results pages, or SERPs, tend to have 10 main features that you will encounter in Google search results. So in today's session, we're going to investigate what SERPs are and what those 10 top features are, because understanding these is crucial for optimizing any SEO strategy and enhancing online presence. So what are SERPs? Well, SERPs are the pages that are displayed by a search engine in response to a user's query. But they're more than just a list of links. They include various features designed to provide users with the most relevant and helpful information quickly. Now let's have a look at what those top 10 features look like. First of all, after you run a Google query, you've got featured snippets. Featured snippets appear at the top of search results, and they provide a concise answer or summary. They're often pulled from web pages that Google finds particularly useful for answering specific queries. A second key feature of SERPs is what we call shopping results. The shopping results showcase products related to the search query. So these often include images, prices, ratings. They make it easier for users to find and compare products quickly. Third key feature of a Google search query is what we call local pack. So the local pack displays local business listings and maps. It's especially useful for local and location-based queries, providing quick access to addresses, phone numbers, and reviews. Alongside local packs, we also have image packs. Image packs are rows of images related to the search query. Clicking on these images leads to Google Images, where users can explore more visual content related to the original search query. We then have what we call knowledge panels. So knowledge panels are information boxes appearing at the right-hand side of the search results. These offer key facts about the person, place, or thing related to the query. You can see an example of this on the screen. We then have video content related to the search query, which also appears in search engine results pages. These are often pulled from platforms like YouTube, providing diverse visual content directly in the search results. They may come alongside image packs, depending how websites are configured and how browsers are configured. Again, you can see an example of this on the screen. The next main feature of a search engine results page is the people also ask content. So this particular section contains related questions and answers. Each time a question is clicked, more related questions appear, making it a dynamic and interactive feature for users seeking comprehensive information. This is also a way in which Google and other search engines learn to understand the alternatives and complexities within user search queries. Often, if you have a wide variety of people also ask, this will be because the original query was not concise enough, may have been interpretable in different ways by the search query, or possibly requires further information for a full answer. We then have the news box. The news box feature is a carousel or list of related news articles relevant to the search query. It's a go-to feature for the latest news updates and journalistic content. Perhaps one of the most popular features, particularly in today's digital marketing era, is the reviews and ratings section. So reviews and ratings often accompany product listings and local businesses, and they provide users with star ratings and customer feedback. This influences purchasing decisions and credibility of organizations. Crucially, it also adds a legitimacy factor to organizations that may not have been known to the user when the first search query was made. And finally, we have rich snippets. Rich snippets are enhanced search results that include additional information like event time, recipe details, author names, and they make the search results more informative and visually appealing, as you can see in the example in front of you. So now that we understand these SERP features, how do we adapt our SEO strategies to leverage them? Well, the key is again related to content. It's about optimizing your content for relevance and quality. Ensure that your website provides clear, concise, and useful information. Use structured data to help Google understand and display your content in these SERP features. If you're starting out or you're a new business owner, benchmarking is an excellent practice to adopt for this particular part of your SEO strategy. Look at how other websites in your industry or other organizations that you're familiar with write and present their information. Keep your sentences short and concise, and make sure that there are words that Google's crawling and indexing features will pick up on easily and be able to understand that this is a video, an image, a link to a map, a user rating, or a definition of a topic or area related to the business and industry in which you operate. Ultimately, your content, how it's organized, and how well it's presented will determine the extent to which your website's content is then pulled and appears through in search engine results pages. So, in conclusion, the features that search engine results pages have play a significant role in how information is displayed in search results. By understanding and optimizing for these features, you can significantly enhance your online visibility and user engagement. These are hallmarks of effective digital marketing strategies. If you don't have visibility, people are not going to come to your website. If you don't engage your users in a positive way, people are not going to return to your website. SEO is not just about ranking higher, it's about being visible and relevant where it matters the most. Earlier in this section, we introduced Google's EAT framework. That is a framework based on expertise, authority, and trust that allowed Google to evaluate and therefore rank websites. In 2022, Google updated its EAT guidelines by adding an additional E for experience. In this part of the course, we will delve into the significance of that additional E, as well as the framework in general for search engine optimization efforts. Ultimately, the addition of experience has implications for search engine optimization strategies and overall how well a website responds and operates relative to the broader EEAT framework that Google has can have implications for your website's credibility. So to recap, what is EEAT? Well, the original framework stands for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. The additional E, being experience, is a criteria that assesses the quality and credibility of content on websites and websites holistically. So let's now look at each of these components in more detail. So the importance of trustworthiness. Trustworthiness plays a pivotal role in the user perception and SEO success. Without trust, even the most well-crafted content may lose value. Trust can influence user trust and SEO efforts. Trustworthiness is the horizontal pillar that supports all of the other three elements. Without trust, all SEO efforts may be compromised. How do we demonstrate trustworthiness? Well, how do you build trust with any audience? Building trust with any audience involves maintaining honest intent, providing precise contact information, offering detailed customer support, and ensuring content accuracy. These steps contribute to showcasing your site as a trustworthy source of information. If any of these are wrong or misplaced, the overall SEO effort can falter. When it comes to experience, Google now places an increased importance on genuine personal involvement. And this also includes practical familiarity with the content topic. Users seek insights from those with real experience, especially in specialized areas. This is a crucial dimension for optimizing content. So a popular category of website on the internet is what we call your money, your life pages. And when we think about experience, these websites that talk about people's money, people's finances, investment, lifestyle, health, fitness, cooking, travel, these websites are heavily connected with social media, heavily connected with the mobile world. But they offer one of the biggest insights available on the internet into the daily experiences of society more broadly. And so one of the main reasons why Google has added experience into its user guideline framework is to show that actually highlighting the impact of experience is a sensitive topic. Experience holds particular significance in your money, your lifestyle pages, where content can impact health, safety, happiness, or financial security. These particular types of pages are not just describing or showcasing other people's lives, they're what we call performative pages. Stories about how people live, how people cook, how people eat, foods that are considered healthy, unhealthy, or practices to grow and secure finances may have an impact on other people over time. And so Google emphasizes the need for real-world involvement, especially in topics that have such high levels of potential consequences. So let's think about this in a bit more detail. How do you actually demonstrate experience to Google? Well, there are several strategies for doing this. One includes providing evidence of the experience. So this might be a video, a documentary style account of something that's happened, something that showcases hands-on involvement. Such methods resonate not only with audiences, but then subsequently with Google's evaluation criteria. Audio, visual content more than just written content adds a greater depth and dimension to the experience first, and then the trustworthiness and ultimately the credibility of a site. Integrating video content, audio content alongside traditional written, text and image-based content is a crucial component for a contemporary website. As a simple illustrative example, let's say you run a website about healthy eating and cooking. Your audience ranges from people looking to improve their eating habits to professional chefs looking to innovate the menus at their restaurants. To demonstrate that you have actual experience within your field, you create videos where you show your audience how to use various food preparation techniques, showcase food that you have produced, or even demonstrations of equipment that you have used or indeed produced. Moving towards the original components of the EAT framework, expertise was the original aspect of Google's quality rater evaluation scale. Expertise demonstrates labour, proficiency invested in creating content. It showcases knowledge about something that the creator is deemed to be qualified for. The creator is deemed to be reputable and outstanding within their field, and the type of content that then is associated with that person can be assessed in terms of the extent to which it delivers on that promise. So for example, to demonstrate expertise, let's think about how you prove your expertise generally. Think about strategies such as providing detailed author information, including qualifications and career details. Additionally, backing up opinions and views with expert consensus is particularly crucial for all web pages, but especially for those YM, YL pages that we touched on earlier. When it comes to authority, this element signifies becoming the go-to source in your niche. So you've demonstrated experience, you've demonstrated expertise, and they both feed into that overarching pillar of trust. But to be an authority means that, well, there are 100 people talking about what you are an expert in. What makes people go to you? So being an authority is intertwined with expertise and experience. So how do you demonstrate authority? Well, demonstrating authority is about building up a voice of authority. And what we mean by this is, for example, having other people showcase, having other people review, having other people give their positive opinion on your expertise. Building authority, building that voice of authority is about earning backlinks from other high authority sites, creating strong content architecture, and establishing topical authority. These steps contribute to positioning your site as a reliable and credible source in your niche. To put it simply, if you post content on a topic once, twice, or haphazardly across the year, and other people don't like it, other people don't share it, other people don't review it, and more significantly, if what you're saying isn't referencing or backing up other expertise that's out there in the industry that you're operating in, then ultimately your authority is diminished. You don't have an authoritative voice in the space that you're operating.
Hello everybody and welcome back to our course. Today we'll explore a practical tutorial on using the free Google Chrome extension SEO Quake. This is a powerful browser extension and it will provide you with instant access to key SEO metrics. In my opinion, it's particularly useful for quick insights into keyword difficulty alongside much more valuable data points. But let's dive in and install SEO Quake. You want to add this through the Google Chrome Web Store. I'm going to click on it and add the extension. This will download very quickly, and once you've done that, you want to reopen Google in a new tab. Now, once you've headed back to Google, you'd conduct a simple search query. So we're going to type in SEO Liverpool. Now, what we'll do is we'll observe SEO Quake and see how it works with this query. On the left-hand side, you'll be able to see the SEO Quake toggle. This should be set as on if you're using it for the first time, but you can toggle it on and off depending on what type of search you are doing. Right away, you'll be able to see at the top of the screen, the SEO Quake finds a keyword difficulty of this search term to be 55.63%. This score is a numerical value ranging from 1 to 100, and this will indicate how challenging it is to rank for this keyword. So thank you for joining us with this quick tutorial. I would always advise using SEO Quake to help you with your keyword research, and I look forward to seeing you in the next section of the course. Hello everybody and welcome to today's tutorial on using Google Keyword Planner for your keyword research. This tool isn't just a gem for Google advertisers, but it can be a goldmine for anyone who wants to enhance their SEO strategy with effective keyword research. Today I'm going to walk you through the Google Keyword Planner so that you can unlock valuable insights and discover new keywords for your SEO campaign. Let's get started. First thing first, let's head over to ads.google.com. To access this tool, you will need a Google AdWords account, but once you're logged in, navigate to the Tools and Settings menu. Open Keyword Planner, and you'll be presented with two different options: Discover New Keywords and Get Search Volume and Forecasts. But we're going to focus on Discover New Keywords. This feature will allow us to find new keyword opportunities that are relevant to the service or product that you're providing. After clicking on it, you'll have two different options. You can either enter a seed keyword or enter the URL of a website. This tutorial will cover both, but to begin with, we'll start with a seed keyword. So we'll enter SEO, the language will be English, and the location will be United Kingdom. A little bit more about that later on. Once you click on Get Results, Google will now present a range of different options. Right away, you'll see lots of different keywords that are related to providing SEO as a service. There'll be some software related keywords, such as SEMrush pricing and server SEO. You'll see different platforms. You'll see some location specific searches as well. When you enter a keyword, you will have lots of different options to broaden your search. If there are any which are relevant to the service that you're providing, I would click on them and it will add to the keyword IDs available. But in this instance, not any of them are relevant to specifically search engine optimization. So we'll stick with the 703. If you click on the refined keyword section, you'll be able to toggle between branded and non-branded keywords, service-related keywords, and other keywords which are deemed relevant. In this case, we're going to look at the branded and non-branded. This would be the same regardless of what service or product you're providing. So for us, we can see the site probably isn't as relevant. Tools aren't relevant because we're providing a service, but platform is. And we'll remove other brands. So right away, you'll see that this is now showing 524 keywords out of the 703 ideas, and we've really narrowed it down. So now that we've got this list, let's explore the different features. So you've got average monthly searches. So this is an idea of how many people are searching for the specific keywords on a monthly basis. Remember, this is a free tool, so there are limitations and it might not be completely accurate. I mean, this is a very broad number from 10,000 to 100,000 searches, but it will give you an indication of how popular the keywords are. You'll be able to see how the different keywords change year over year. So it'll indicate how popular a keyword is in comparison to previous years. You'll also be able to see competition level as well, so you'll be able to filter. So something might be high, medium, or low. And if you are looking to advertise on Google using pay-per-click, you'll be able to see how much it would cost to advertise for specific keywords. But what we're going to do, we're going to set a listing from the most searches per month. What we're going to do now is we're going to explore the locations filter, because this is important. This will vary the number of people searching for the keywords depending on where you are located in the world, or where the searcher is located in the world. For a local SEO strategy, you might want to target a specific city. So in this case, we'll choose Liverpool, which is a part of the United Kingdom. So you'll see that there's just over 5 million people in Liverpool. So if you click on save, you'll then be able to see that out of the 5 million people in Liverpool, between 1,000 and 10,000 per month are actually searching for SEO optimization and other related keywords. This is very different to if you was just to search in the United Kingdom. Now that we've seen local and national searches, you will now be able to include different international targets as well. So let's add the United States. Let's add India, and let's change Liverpool back to United Kingdom. So if you're running an international SEO strategy, and you're trying to attract customers from all around the world, different languages, different regions, you'll be able to see how many people are searching for the keywords in these different areas. So right away, you'll be able to see that these numbers have significantly increased, and the bids have changed as well. Competition, not so much, but you will be able to see that a lot more people are searching for the different keywords. If you are targeting a country that has a different language to yours, so as an example, we've targeted India, we might want to select an Indian language as well. So you'll be able to see that these also change, but we're going to set it back to English. Once you've found keywords that are relevant for you, you can then select them. So we'll choose the most relevant for the service we're providing, which is SEO consultancy services. So we've selected 5, and then we can copy them to our clipboard. Once you've added all the keywords to your clipboard, you can then export them to a Google Sheet or an Excel document. Next section of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to find keywords that your competitors are using. So you want to click the X button. Click on Discover New Keywords again, then start with a website. So if you want to find someone who's advertising for your keywords on Google, we'll enter SEO services. So we'll click on the company at the top. We're not going to waste their budget, but we'll type in seo.firstfound.co.uk. Once you type that in and get the results, you'll then be able to see what keywords they're advertising for and ranking for on Google. So you can see here there's over 1,357 keywords IDs available, and it's the same process as usual. If you want to filter it through different locations, different languages, you have that option. And if you want to add them to your clipboard, you can then go and merge them with previous keywords you found. This wraps up our section on using Google Keyword Planner. Remember, this is a powerful tool. It will help you discover new keywords and understand search volumes, but it really does have its limitations. In the next section of the course, we'll delve deeper into paid keyword research tools and their advanced features. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next section of the course. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Complete SEO course. Today I'm excited to show you how to use SEMrush's organic research tool to identify keywords that your website is already ranking for. Optimizing for these keywords is generally easier and more efficient. When your website has already gained some traction with these terms, it indicates that Google recognizes your content as being relevant. And think of it like this: it's easier to climb higher on a ladder you've already started ascending than to start climbing a new one from the bottom. Once you improve your rankings for these keywords, it can significantly increase your traffic. Sometimes, even with small improvements, like moving from the bottom of the first page to the top, it can lead to substantial gains in clicks and visitor engagement. So let's dive into using SEMrush's organic research tool. So after you've logged into your SEMrush account, you'll want to click onto the organic research section and enter the domain. Once you've entered the domain, you'll be presented with varieties of different information. All this information we'll delve into deeper later on in the course, but for now, let's focus on the keywords that the Quirky Digital website is already ranking for. So we'll click on View All 230 Keywords. So when identifying new keyword opportunities, my suggestion would be to filter through what we would call low-hanging fruit keywords. These are keywords that aren't quite in the top positions, but aren't too far away either. So we're going to say from position 2 to position 20. This covers most of the top positions down to the bottom of the second page. So as you can see here, we've identified 62 keywords in this range. You'll be able to see the keyword, the intent behind the keyword, the current position, the SERP features, the predicted traffic, the monthly search volume, keyword difficulty and cost per click, and also the URL that the keyword is ranking for. With these different keywords that are ranking, we could consider adding as many as 50. So you might do 21 to 50 positions. As you can see, with most of these keywords, we don't have specific pages set up to target these keywords, but they could represent clustering opportunities, potential new blog posts, or keywords that can be incorporated into existing pages on the website. For now, I'm going to show you how to identify what keywords a specific page on your website is ranking for. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the SEO Liverpool page on the Quaker Digital website. Here you'll be able to see each of the different keywords that the page is ranking for, with a number of related keywords that aren't quite at the top of the first page. In our on-page SEO module, you'll be able to see how to improve existing content and incorporate these related keywords onto the page. For now, this wraps up our section on identifying what keywords your website is already ranking for. Stay tuned to learn how to identify new keywords for your website. Hello everybody and welcome back to our SEO course. Today we're diving into a well-known strategy that will help improve your keyword game. We're going to uncover exactly how to use SEMrush's organic research tool specifically to spy on your competitors and discover the keywords that they're ranking for. So whether you're looking to refine your content strategy or you're just starting out like most of the people who will be using this course, this tutorial can be the key to unlocking your new keyword opportunities. So before we jump into this, we're going to talk about why this is crucial. Obviously, understanding the keywords your competitors are ranking for, this will give you a roadmap to their SEO strategy and your SEO strategy. It will reveal what's working for them, and more importantly, it will uncover opportunities that you might be missing. These insights will allow you to make informed decisions, target the correct keywords, and ultimately drive more traffic to your website. So first things first, you'll need access to SEMrush. If you haven't already, you can sign up for an account. They do offer various different plans, but if you're using this course and you've enrolled on this course for the first time, we've actually managed to gain an exclusive 14-day trial for people. If you want to find out more information about this, just visit the description below. And once you're logged in, you'll be ready to tap into this goldmine of SEO data. So let's get into the exciting part. First things first, you want to identify your competitors. If you're unsure on how to do this, we're going to show you a quick and easy way of doing it, but we've also created another tutorial which will show you how to identify new competitors using SEMrush, and you'll be able to see that later on in the course. But for now, the most straightforward way of doing it is we'll open a new tab and we'll search SEO Company UK. So below the map results, we'll choose the company who show up first. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we will choose the SEO Works. So we click on their website, copy the URL, and then we'll hit search. So right away, you'll be able to see that SEO Works have got a very successful SEO strategy targeting mostly the UK. You'll be able to see the top organic keywords that they're ranking for. So what you want to do is you want to delve into these. And although SEO Works are a competitor of my SEO agencies, I do really admire their SEO strategy and admire a lot of the work that they do. So if you are looking at ranking for SEO agency related keywords, these are really good guys to look at as of the time of this video. So you'll be able to see that most of the SEO service, SEO agency style keywords, they've got a lot of first page coverage or top position coverage. So what we're going to do is we're going to delve into one of these keywords in particular. So let's look at SEO services. So once you actually click into the keywords, you'll be able to get with an analysis of Obviously keyword difficulty, which we touched on a little bit earlier on in the course. Global volume, so you can see that US gets a lot more searches than the UK, as does India, and then UK follows closely in third. You'll be able to see the intent behind the keywords. So typically anyone who searches SEO services will be either looking for SEO services or an SEO company like ourselves who will be wanting to see who's on the top page. And then you'll be able to see the trend over time of how many people are searching for it. Right away, you'll be able to analyze the SERP for this keyword, so you'll be able to see who's ranking in the top 10 positions, an understanding of how many referring domains, backlinks, estimated traffic, and keywords that will be being generated from the URL. What we'll do is we'll go back to the organic research tool. We'll obviously re-enter the domain, and you'll be able to see all the keywords that the website's ranking for. My advice for these next steps would be to go through and click any of the relevant keywords that you feel would fit for your business and add them to your keyword list. What I'd advise doing is I'd start looking at similar keywords across the whole strategy. I'd advise looking at keywords which are targeting different locations depending on the service that you provide them, because there'll be lots and lots of crossover keywords here. The important thing is that you go away and use these keywords to improve content on your website. It might help you identify gaps in your own strategy, pages that you haven't produced content for previously. If you look here, e-commerce SEO services, that's again, another page which you could go away and create. SEO services London, that's another good example of a location page as well. But remember, the goal is to always produce pages, produce content, produce a strategy which is better than the competitor that you've identified. You don't want to copy what they're doing, you want to outdo them. This wraps up the tutorial on how to identify your competitors' keywords using SEMrush's organic keyword research tool. We'll see you in the next section of the course, where we'll show you how to not just discover keywords, but cluster these relevant keywords. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
So how has search engine optimization been influenced by the emergence of generative AI? So what are the main areas that SEO are going to experience change in due to generative AI? Well, generative AI has the potential to be truly transformative in 5 key areas. These areas are content creation and the optimization of that content, keyword research and the creation of strategies around keyword research, the user experience and the ability to personalize online content, the freshness of that content, and the analytics and insights that organizations are able to take away from online activities. So, in terms of content creation and optimization, generative AI has the ability to produce relatively high quality, relevant content at scale. This capability from an SEO perspective is crucial, as it helps in targeting a wide range of keywords, including long-tailed queries, and improves the overall content quality on websites. Generative AI can also lead to the creation of text, audio, image, and in the very near future, video. So, as an example, AI is able to generate blog posts. It's able to generate product descriptions. It can generate frequently asked questions that are optimized for search engines. So, for instance, given a keyword or topic such as sustainable gardening, for example, the AI can craft a comprehensive article that covers the various aspects of the subject, incorporates relevant keywords naturally, and provides answers to frequently asked questions. So from a keyword research and strategy point of view, generative AI tools are able to analyze vast amounts of data. They're able, through this data analysis, to identify trending topics, search queries, and keyword gaps. And this allows SEO professionals to refine their keyword strategy more effectively and focus on terms that offer the best return on investment. So, for example, using generative AI, you can analyze competitors' content and identify keywords that haven't been fully capitalized on. This insight enables you to create content that fills these gaps and potentially drives more traffic. In terms of user experience and personalization, generative AI helps you to tailor a website's content and layout to individual visitors that enhance the overall user experience. A better user experience leads to longer dwell times and lower bounce rates, which are positive signals to search engines. So, for example, an e-commerce site could use generative AI to personalize product recommendations and content displays based on a visitor's browsing history, search patterns, or even purchase behavior, which would encourage longer sessions and repeat visits. The fourth area where generative AI is having a positive impact on SEO practice is around content freshness. So keeping content up to date is crucial for SEO. Generative AI has the ability to automatically update facts, figures, and sections of the content to keep them current, ensuring that websites remain relevant and authoritative. For example, a generative AI system could regularly scan a set of articles or data reports and refresh them with the latest statistics or findings. Think of it as more like an interactive dashboard than a static web page. This keeps the content accurate and, importantly, improves the search engine's rankings. Finally, SEO analytics and insights. So generative AI can process and analyze SEO data at scale. This provides actionable insights much faster than traditional methods. These might include identifying patterns in search engine rankings, traffic fluctuations, and the effectiveness of content strategies. For example, a tool could be used to analyze thousands of pages on a website to pinpoint which types of content perform best for specific keywords. They could suggest improvements for underperforming web pages and predict future trends in search behavior. So generative AI tools like ChatGPT can be useful for people working in SEO to help create new, fresh, relevant content that is going to rank and can be optimized to a superior level. It can also build on existing keyword research as a process, an ongoing process of keeping content fresh, up to date, and relevant for certain audiences. So let's see how we could develop a good structure for a blog post, for example, using generative AI. Well, the key thing is the prompt. Once you've added the prompt, the generative AI tool will then give you a structure and you can use that structure to then edit and refine a very specific piece of content. Now, as you can see from the example on the screen, the prompt is really important, and the prompt in this sense is actually quite detailed. So in the prompt, you can see that there are 3 general areas. The first part, generate an outline for a comprehensive blog post on the impact of AI on digital marketing. So you're including the title of the blog, and by using speech marks to highlight the title of the prompt, what you do is you focus the tool's ability in terms of looking at the data that it's been trained on. So it will actually look, first of all, for sentences within its existing data set that actually include that specific sentence, and then it will break those words down into smaller tokens and work backwards, identifying the most relevant data for it to develop the blog structure. So that's the important first bit. Be specific with the title. Let the title set the frame for the blog. Put it in speech marks to enable the generative AI to focus on that first, and then you're going to get a much more refined post. The second important part of the prompt is to give some signposting, what we call signposting. Signposting is the way that the AI will then begin to structure. Now, generative AI is good at giving structure. It allows people to structure a letter, structure a product description or a customer review if they're not good at structuring things. But actually, if you work in SEO, you've got a much better understanding of the context that you're working in and the needs of your clients. And so giving a loose structure to start with, not necessarily in order, but the general areas that the blog should include is significant there. So adding an introduction, AI in terms of content creation, personalized marketing with AI, leveraging AI, and data analysis. You're giving some broad kind of buckets, if you like, for the AI to drop ideas into as it's working through its data set. And then the final part is the last sentence. Ensure that the outline incorporates keywords such as, and that's where you get to add your keywords. So from an SEO point of view, generative AI is great at developing content, but let's not forget the principles of good content for SEO purposes. And by adding a clearly defined title, by adding very defined boundaries within the article in terms of the type of information that you want to have in it, and then adding the keywords, you're going to ensure that the structure that the tool generates will be useful and will actually serve the purposes that you need it to from an SEO perspective. So let's see what ChatGPT generates after putting this in. So you can see, first of all, it talks about why this blog post would be important and how it could be used. And then you can see it's immediately using the section headers loosely that you've given it. So it's adapted some of them based on the data that it has access to and the data that it's been trained on. Now, please note here, I specifically asked ChatGPT to generate an outline for a comprehensive blog. I haven't asked them to write the blog here. And the reason why I haven't gone to that stage just yet, well, there's 2 reasons for that. One is perhaps I'm a really keen writer, or you've got great writers in your team that can generate content arguably better and more authentically than generative AI. That's still a possibility, right? We're not at the point yet where ChatGPT is generating full versions of content that's better than humans, okay? So that's the first principle. The second principle is, if you ask them to write the content from the start and you don't like it, what are you going to do? You'll go back and change the prompt. And there's nothing wrong with the prompt. It's actually what's been delivered that is the error in your subjective evaluation of it. So what you need to do, first step, is then ask the generative AI to provide a comprehensive structure, then it will use the boundaries that you've added into it, and then it will produce this nice outline that you have. So you can see the introduction will have an overview, it will bring in and mention key terms, then you move into the next section that explores, discusses, highlights, and you can see then you're going from exploring and discussing the next section to explaining and discussing to zooming in a little bit more, providing more insights, continuing the discussion. Then you're bringing in a case study, then you're bringing in other examples and benefits, and then you've got the reflection point, the discussion, the importance around ethics. So you can see that there is an underlying thread that knits nicely through this particular outline that's been generated. And then if you want to, of course, you can ask the AI to begin to write the blog or write the first section of the blog. So for example, and you can see now it's recognized that you like the outline that's been provided, and now you're asking it to produce a first draft version of the first two sections. And then you're getting much more detail. You're getting full sentences being used. You're getting grammar being implemented in here. You're getting examples put in. You're getting sub-sections within the sections that were identified that help to bring the overall structure to life. And this expands and deepens the blog post. Now at this point, you're then able to say, drop back a little bit, read what's being written, evaluate what's being developed. You can add the next section, so on and so forth. Key thing here is clear prompt, sufficiently detailed, covering those three areas of a clear title, clear boundaries, incorporation of keywords. Then you get your outline, you review the outline to make sure that there is that developmental thread going through the content. Then you go back and say develop sections, and then you extend that iterative process by saying write the next section, write the following, change it as you wish, and then take it out of ChatGPT and work on it with your SEO team. So a way that generative AI can be used with SEO or to enhance SEO practices is around keyword research and the identification of keywords for a specific client need. So some SEO practices might want to start by searching for the most relevant topics or themes that are happening and then build keywords from that as a way of generating content. For other more client-focused projects, your client will have a specific theme or work in a particular industry that they want to develop some content on, and then you will perform research within the context of that particular client. So how can we use ChatGPT? If we know the area and we know the theme, how can we use it to do some keyword research? Well, as always with these tools, really what you put into it is what you're going to get out. Generative AI models are trained on vast amounts of data. However, the only way that they are able to make sense of that data and generate something that is useful to you is based on what you ask it to do. And that comes down to the prompt. So if we add a prompt, and in the case of this tutorial, we will say, or we'll ask ChatGPT to identify emerging trends in sustainable living for 2024. So sustainable living has been brought up by Forbes, it's been brought up by GQ, it's been brought up by the BBC as being one of the big trends at a societal level for 2024, something that people in Britain are thinking about and consider to be important. So let's say we've got a client who's roughly in this space, or perhaps we're generating something to attract clients that are in this space. Identify emerging trends in sustainable living. For each trend, generate a list of long-tail keywords that could be valuable for targeting in SEO content. Focus on keywords that indicate high search intent and potentially lower competition, suitable for blog posts, guides, and information content. So there are 4 things here that I want to draw your attention to. The first one is you've set the context. The first sentence is always the context setter. Identify emerging trends in context for date range or year that you're given. Okay. What this immediately does, by saying identify, that's a research term. Emerging trends, trends that are in progress and contemporary. So what this immediately does is it frames the research process that ChatGPT is going to use to identify data. It's going to look 2024, 2023, or any data from, say, 2022 that was talking about future trends up to, say, 2025. So it immediately sets a date range. You've got a clear industry or theme that you're looking at there, which is, again, easily identifiable but sufficiently broad. So it will look at sustainability and living, sustainable living. It might look at contemporary living. It might look at ethical living or responsible living. So it will combine different word combinations that go with sustainable living. It will use synonyms and antonyms just to reflect and refine on the data process. The second phase is for each trend, generate a list of long tail keywords. So for each trend, you're not looking for a set of keywords that summarize the trends. You're actually saying here, well, if you identify 10 trends, I want a list of keywords for each one of those 10 trends. One mistake people often make when they're generating prompts is they ask it to do one thing and then another, and what you get is a summary output at the end rather than a combined output as it works through the data. So you've set the context, you've set the task. You want the trend and you want the keywords. Focus on keywords that indicate high search intent, key objective of SEO, and potentially lower competition. So this is about standing out. This is about differentiating your post from other content and posts that is out there. Now, again, this is a balancing act. You need to mimic some elements of behavior in the market, but at the same point, you have to differentiate. So it's about making sure that you're aligned with your competition, but being able to separate and differentiate yourself from them. You have then given a reason for the keyword research, suitable for blog posts, guides, and information content. And what this does is it gives the model areas of data to look at for examples, but it also gives the data it gives the large language model, it gives ChatGPT examples of how to frame the data that it finds. So it will look at blog posts, guides, and informational content, but then it will make sure that what it produces is suitable to be used in those formats as well. So again, number of key things to look for in the prompt there. So let's see what it generates. So as you can see, as the prompt becomes actioned, this is a research task. It's looked at data that fits the date range that you've prescribed. You can see that there are a number of themes that are coming up. You can see that there is the trend, the title of the trend, an explanation of the trend, and then you can see the long tail keywords that have been generated as well. Now, I would guess that it's going to come up with 5 trends, but I might be wrong. No, it's coming up with more, which is good. Again, the more trends that it comes up with, similar to the long tail keywords that are generated, gives you more scope for how you differentiate the content and the post that you're going to create and how you're going to use it. In fact, from this type of research activity, you can see that there are potentially 8, 9, 10 different blog posts here. And you can also see then within your team, go and do some more research to identify blog posts, information guides, explainer videos, whatever the content might be in relation to some of these themes, and identify where the gaps are for you to stand out and differentiate using the output of this keyword research. So what does the introduction of generative AI mean for websites and for SEO practices? In this section of the course, we're going to look at some of the future-facing trends and some of the possibilities of how this new emerging technology might shape SEO practice. One of the main differences between the way a chatbot and a search engine provides answers to search queries is really that the generative AI or the chatbot tells us what it thinks we need to know. On the other hand, a search engine presents us with a page of results, or a search engine results page, or SERP, that we talked about earlier in the course. This fundamentally changes the way that we find information. One gives us a direct answer, the other gives us a list of possible sources and possible answers, and we, the human, still have to triangulate and make our own judgment. Generative AI also has implications for whether we search or not. Now, many businesses of all sizes, whether it's a global media organization or a local enterprise, rely on search engines to drive traffic to their sites. This, in some ways, could be because they've paid for advertising. For others, they might have a really good SEO strategy. Whichever situation and whatever the size of organization, the key thing is that people are being driven to the sites of businesses through search engines. But with the way that generative AI and generative AI chatbots work, none of this would happen because, as we've just mentioned, all of the information is provided directly to the user without them needing to visit another page to find their answers. And this is what we would call a no-click search. So users on the internet are finding answers to their questions without needing to search for it. A no-click search, therefore, is when users get their answers without having to take any other action. This is great for everyday people, but not so good for business, who will inevitably see a fall in traffic. As a solution to falling traffic and an increase in no-click searches, one area that may become more significant in the use of generative AI chatbots is advertising. Whether we like it or not, advertising powers the internet. Businesses create and make content available online, often at no cost to the end user. This is because it allows them to build an audience that can at some point become customers or because they may get paid for showing ads on their content or sites. This provides big companies with the revenues they need in order to create services such as search and give them to us for free. Now, at the moment, chatbot providers don't include advertising. However, in the future, if businesses are losing revenue and huge industries that have been set up amongst the advertising and search engine world, it may be feasible that chatbot providers such as Google, Microsoft, OpenAI may go down the route of charging users to pay for their service, meaning that revenue will go directly to them and there will be far less incentive for businesses to create online content. Another model, however, and arguably a model that is much more likely, although potentially much more significant, is that businesses pay to have their information or even links to their pages and websites included in the generative AI outputs that are generated by things like ChatGPT, Bard, Anthropic, Claude example. This would inevitably lead to us getting biased results and biased information. We would essentially be receiving the answers to questions that businesses wanted us to see. Now, generative AI has many implications. However, one thing that generative AI is good at is creating SEO content, as we'll see in this section. Anybody can use it to edit an idea that they have, conceptualize, create something new, make images to augment their text, or even create some video and some animation. Now, given this mass increase in the availability of this tool to many people, this could have an effect on the amount of content that is out there. Businesses and individuals in this scenario wouldn't necessarily need specialist SEO knowledge for their content creation. Now, on the one hand, this means that the human becomes more significant because, let's face it, if you've used generative AI in its current form, it's great at producing a general outline, but it's not necessarily good at refining it in the context of a client or a specific need for a very specific user. It's not great at generating ideas or original thinking. And so the human role will shift from producing the content to producing the ideas and context for the tools to help develop the content. In the short term, however, this will require learning, and it will require learning from everybody and anybody that is producing content on the internet. And inevitably, that is going to lead to an explosion of low-value content. This content may simply rehash old ideas, and although generative AI produces original outputs each and every time it is queried, ultimately lots of the outputs will be similar and could be edited to be even more similar to content that already exists. Search engines themselves will then respond to this. Google, Yahoo, all have their own sophisticated AI tools, and they primarily use them to try and improve the user experience and give people helpful, relevant results. What you can imagine seeing in an age of low-quality content proliferating due to generative AI is that search engines such as Google will tweak its algorithms to focus on what we call information gain. This means that pages with new information could be ranked more highly than those that simply rehash or regenerate information and content that is evident elsewhere. The final consideration for SEO in an age of generative AI is the arrival of mass-produced AI-generated content could trigger the importance and increasing importance of off-page SEO factors. These are metrics such as the number of backlinks that a piece of content has, or the social media metrics of how often a piece of content is shared amongst different communities and different audiences. The focus then shifts from the content itself to how the content is shared and used amongst web-based audiences.